Yes, this week you've had first intro hour, but what about second intro hour? Isn't that what we're all here for? Second chance, an opportunity, be better, and to do good, people. Welcome to the 2023 Make-A-Wish International Holiday State of the Union. Let me be straightforward and in the forefront about this. I put this event together at the last minute because it turned out there were enough people interested in it. It is an attempt to get you to give money to charity for something I may have not, I wasn't 100% on it, but I may have done already. I like how both I and my model are smiling in the same way as I'm saying this. We rarely sync up this well. I'm joined live by Lawson, but I could be joined live by literally anyone because it's open mic night here while we get through tonight. Before we open things up, I do want to talk about the rewards. I believe that when you check out, it'll ask you which incentives you're looking for, but you can always go on Discord or do exclamation MAW MA for Make-A-Wish in Twitch chat to get those. And we've already met our goal before we ever started. They asked me to be part of 100 for 100, and we already have $100 in the bank. So relax, guys. We fully accomplished our charity goal. Everything we do now is just gravy, baby. $5. I will do a lore review. You can get as many of these as you want in reason. I will answer one question about previous or non-spoiler current AP Gaming Reel tabletop RPG shows. At the $10 level, qualification. Choose a topic, and I will rate the top 3 things I think about it. Books, genres, series, waifus. The possibilities are endless. My patience is not. Be cool about this, and remember, this is a children's charity stream. Be cool. Show reveal at the $10 level. I will reveal one of the 4 undiscussed upcoming shows for 2024. There are only 4 of these, so you can only take this 4 times. The Danse Agaricus, which means the mushroom dance in something like French or Latin. I will cook a dish containing mushrooms, photograph it for proof, and then I will eat it. I will only do this one time, and it is $25. It is suffering. And also at the $25 level, steal my notes. The Secrets of Solaris Knights 2, without a K, will be published. Version 0.2v. As a preview of things to come. Obviously, this can only be published once. And at the $50 level, I will open a community Minecraft server using my own dollarage for calendar year 2024. So January 1st, December 31st, we're just going to let that thing run and let people have some fun. With that out of the way, I have no idea who's here, so I guess I should take a look at chat. Lawson, thanks for joining me. Again, put this together at the last minute. Pretty sure I only gave people 3 or 4 days notice, so it may just be the 2 of us hanging out for an hour and nothing happens. We hit our minimums, though. Oh, something did happen. Hold on a second. I didn't see what that was, but something did happen. Oh, it says, okay, I see now. It says Lawson, Make-A-Wish, $10. All right, Lawson, what rewards do you want?
Go ahead and do a show reveal.
A show reveal. You get to pick 1, 2, 3, or 4.
3.
3. Okay. Let me take a look here. Number 3 on the list, right here. I am boldly, and I'm now realizing that the overlay is directly the Make-A-Wish overlay is over top of the Discord voice overlay in a way that is jarring and confusing. It's the Star Wars Pod Racer show. It is 100% confirmed that that is in the skunk works, to be very clear. I have confirmed that the pod racers exist, that there are interesting upgrades that you can have that will make each pod racer unique to others of its type. I can't it is a bit forward to say that it will definitely be a show, because I do want to get a small group together to test it out, just to make sure that the process will go well. Here's my pitch. Each race will essentially be about a episode and a half of moving to the next planet, securing sponsorships, repairing the pod racer, meeting with other pod racers and their crew, dealing with the crew's personal problems. Finish that all in about 3 to 4.5 hours. And then the main character, the hero, will get that pod race with the rest of the cast maybe participating to some lesser extent. You got to do the maintenance lap, of course. Got to bring it in and get the repairs. But maybe we'll see somebody sniping other racers in the blind spots at the Bunta Eve Classic. But it'll mostly be a show for our main character hero, who will get their limelight in the last 1.5 hours while we race the pods. And then we'll do the wrap up. So that'll, we'll do a few go rounds of that while we assemble a league of several racers, probably like 6 to start with, because if I was to do a full 12 with each of them having their own unique crews, that feels like it would be a lot. But yeah, we're going to test it first. We're going to have a crew basically do those 2 parts. The problem is finding a time we can get Radisaurus and Dunamis in the same room together, motivated to race the pods. May require a, what's it called when there's a second full moon in a month? Is that the harvest moon, the blue moon?
Blue moon.
Yeah, we got to make that happen. And once we can confirm that these 2 Star Wars maniacs, who are also big fans of the FFG proprietary dice system, if they sign off on it, then I know I'm 100% good to go on revealing the full extent of my madness to the public. Lawson, how do you feel about that?
I'm glad it's moving on. I've heard about this show for a while now, so it's good to see that it is on the serving block.
I was going to cut it for a while. I just didn't know if I could get the interest for it. The audience wants it. That was never going to be the problem. It's cast. Getting a cast for it, that's the difficult part. But I think that we can do it. And of course, we need to test these rules out. I'm going to test them. Oh, boy. Wow. Tomorrow's the end of the year, huh? What a time.
It'll be 2024.
It will indeed.
We'll have to remember to put the 24 at the end of when we're writing dates now.
I can barely remember how old I am. That's not going to happen. It's going to be 2023 for about 3 months for me. All right. It's going to be a rough one.
Just don't be signing any checks.
I think I probably signed about 2 checks last year.
It's more than me.
You didn't pay the IRS?
Not with a check.
What? Am I old? Am I crazy? I feel like that's the only way to pay the IRS. I feel like they demand to be paid in checks. Wow. Let's talk about Hololive. What's going on there, man?
What exactly are you looking to talk about with it?
I just, so, it's been a time for them. They don't typically allow streamers to collab with non-corporate streamers. And yet I'm pretty sure we just had like Zentraya plus a Niji Sanji plus a Hololiver, right? Am I crazy in thinking that just happened? And
Yeah,
then
Reimu and Zentreya collabed with them.
and
They
then
have the three big EN companies all in one. But I wouldn't say Hololive hasn't been known for that. They've definitely done a lot of out of company collabs over the years, especially with the EN branch.
well, ironic. I guess you could say EN is built different.
I mean, Hololive and Niji Sanji have been collabing since I think Matsuri and Sarah were back in 2020, so it's not new, it's just a little more frequent than normal.
I see. Hmm. If you say so.
But it has been, what was it, 6 years since the birth of Hololive, so
Are you telling me Hololive and Fake Grand Order were born very close to each other? That's crazy. What if we combine those two things?
I don't think we'll get any Hololive in Fake Grand Order. I think it'll be the other way around.
No, I just
Has
meant
already.
FGO VTubers. That's the dream, right? I mean, it's technically already happened to some extent, but I don't know.
I think there's VTubers and Streamwalkers.
You say Streamwalkers?
Yeah.
What the heck is that?
It's like a PC mobile game.
I'll tell you, it feels like Nikke Goddess of Victory died out pretty much immediately and then keeps throwing money at the problem to like host streamers to play them for like 1 week, a big event, and then disappear from public consciousness again. Am I crazy that that's a thing?
I think it's bigger over in Asia, not really too much in the US outside of a handful of people.
I just wanted to believe that it was more than the gimmick of jiggling butts and that there was going to be some really sick gameplay. And then the gameplay was really just, I guess the kind of boss introduction cutscenes were really good, but I don't know, just it felt like a grindy mobile game that really wanted me to spend money to get more jiggling butts, and I was just not interested.
That makes sense.
I've outgrown that.
Plus side, IGN says the game is fantastic.
Okay.
I'm reading that on my computer screen.
Okay.
Let's see.
Back in my day, I actually still have a whole pile of Game Informers, like really old, like 20-plus-year-old Game Informers. Back in my day,
PlayStation magazines.
they had to have gamers go to like conventions to play these games or get invited, or they'd be like first release or whatever, and then they'd make an article, like a long, well thought out publication article in a gaming magazine. And that was basically pre and even early internet. That was the only way you could get gaming news, was through stuff like going to GameStop and getting a Game Informer. It's crazy how literally anyone, including me, can tell you whatever they feel with no artistic or journalistic filter or any sort of, I don't know. I haven't read a Game Informer in a while, and I definitely haven't read my old Game Informers in a while. But I feel like there was less of like an emphasis. I do remember an article that was calling a game the mother of all fucker games, which I thought was amazing. And if you heard what I said right there, I'm talking about the German aircraft. So I thought that wordplay was really good. I'm also shocked it made it in the Game Informer, given how close to the line it walks. They did good work. Little puns like that. It's also how I learned about 10-6, the greatest game that never gets played anymore. The RTS FPS where you played a cool robot on a hoverboard. Oh no, Grimdark James just donated a bunch of money. Is he here? I need to know what he wants.
Yep.
Oh, he is here. Good. James, what do you want for your rewards? Oh, great Santa.
So I was going to buy the other 3 show reveals, but
Okay.
also I have a question about the mushroom disc. Do we get to pick the mushroom dish?
Oh boy, I feel like that's very dangerous. I'll tell you what, James, I'll let you suggest a mushroom recipe to me, and I will look at it and make an executive call as to whether I can handle it.
Well, I was going to suggest my favorite mushroom dish, which is beef stroganoff.
Okay, that's really acceptable because that's also the only way I'll eat mushrooms. It does feel like a cop-out, but you ordered it, so I guess I'll have to do it like that.
I was waiting for stuffed mushrooms or something.
All right, I'm writing that down now. I got to do a beef stroganoff. Beef stroganoff New Year. By the way, the children, thank you for your donations. Let's reveal those other 3 shows. Let me open my notes here about the other 3 shows. You may have heard of one of these shows. I'm bringing it back. I canceled it. It hurt me deeply to do so. I've decided I'm going to wait to be approached about it. I'm going to wait until the stars align to bring back Stars Rising, the D&D game that I put $1,000 of artwork into, that I put months of work and huge piles of notes researching different dungeon masters so that I could attempt to emulate their specific style. I've decided I'm not going to kill this show off and let it be on the back burner. It's back, and as soon as I can find a group of YouTube or Twitch streamers who would be interested in running in a longer-term casual comedy campaign that involves the intersection between sort of esports or e-streaming and Dungeons and Dragons, we're doing it again. Stars Rising is coming back, even though it hurts me so badly to have failed so miserably. It's back, baby. Another show is also making a technical return. A surprisingly large number of people have never actually watched Issei Collision because it's only available on Discord. If you read the first part of the announcements section and go download MP3 files from my Google Docs. So in the next few days, I will be releasing Issei Collision or Iseiko onto YouTube. It will still be in podcast format, and you'll be able to learn how Kenneth Cross actually died, because so many people were confused as to how he died. It is totally meme-worthy and super anime, but it's been years, and now that A Time of Total Warfare is no longer the #1 show anymore, I feel like it's time that I can put this nail into it. Just really kill the dream. The final show reveal. I've wiffle waffled on this one as well. It is a remake of a show idea I previously had around this time 2.5 years ago, when at the end of the year I was going to do a Twilight 2000 game, but things in the world were starting to get really weird, and I thought, I don't know, maybe I won't do that. We're going to do Twilight 2000, Jagged Alliance 2. James, have you stuck your microphone into a Doritos bag and you're rolling it down a flight of stairs?
Sorry. I'm in the car and I'm having lunch. I've finished with the bag now. Sorry.
Okay. I liked my imagery. Twilight 2000 Jagged Alliance 2. This will be an edited series. It will not be live. It will start with a episode of freshly created characters that will not be viewed by the public. Instead, that episode will be cut up and used as flashbacks throughout the series, as after that prequel episode where everybody gets together, will flash forward to many years later after they've all left their various branches of the military and joined a mercenary force, now set on freeing a Caribbean island nation overrun by a horrifying dictator by rallying the people, gathering its material resources, and getting enough allies to overthrow the dictator from humble beginnings. They will, in the first episode that players get to see, they will be considerably higher level through some sort of life path system. And things will have happened to them that the other players don't know about, that only I, the GM, will know about. And I'm hoping that I can convince everyone to occasionally make references back to their first mission, which, in a sort of James Bond way, may occasionally become relevant, the very beginning part. So it will also feature, as I've been testing it and I finally got it to a point that I think I can make it work, we will be using command modern operations for like aircraft flyovers and tank advancements to provide a sort of wireframe cinematic to accompany the show, which, as you might expect, will require some editing. That's all for the show series, and you got your Dan Sagaric, which is beef stroganoff. You know what? I think you use cream of mushroom soup for beef stroganoff at the very least, the regular way. I'll probably just make my own. I don't think it counts if I use cream of mushroom soup.
I mean, I put actual chopped mushrooms into my beef stroganoff. I mean, I use sour cream as the cream base, and use actual chopped mushrooms.
Yeah, look at this fancy man here. What if I get real crazy and just use some sort of Greek
I
yogurt?
don't like mushrooms normally, but like that's my one way of eating mushrooms too, is a beef stroganoff.
Because you can hide the savory flavor with the power of beef. I agree. I've always said I hate mushrooms and beef stroganoffs. I mean, you probably don't have to go that far back up in the food channel to find me saying that. Mushrooms. They're just so weird. Given an opportunity, they would eat you first. They would eat you first.
I think most things would eat you first if given the opportunity, but
Think a worm's going to eat a full-on human? Forget
if
about it.
given the opportunity,
I don't think so.
I mean, technically they do if they're laying on the ground dead.
But other plants? No, forget about it. There's very few carnivorous plants, but funguses, which are kind of plant but kind of animal-like, they'll eat you. Care nothing. They have no emotions. They only feel pain and rage.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but Issei Collision will involve some cast members who are unfortunately no longer with us, such as Virgil.
Yes.
So, if you haven't seen that, keep an eye out for it.
Yes, Virgil has passed 4 years ago? 3 or 4 years ago? Feels like it's been a pretty long time.
There's always wildfires in California, it feels like, but during that big year, they had them all the time.
That's most years now.
Yeah, no.
That's most years now.
I started backtracking because I realized they do that every year now.
Well. I'm going to remove these items off of the list so no one gets the funny idea to try to make me eat mushrooms twice.
You should have put limit 2 on that one.
On the mushrooms?
Yeah, limit 2. Get 2 mushroom dishes.
Why?
Make you eat more mushrooms.
So that's something you want, not something I want.
Look, I wasn't a big mushroom fan until I started getting mushroom dishes from HelloFresh, and I actually enjoyed them.
This guy. He's
Gotta
been
make
sent
my
by
own.
Big Mushroom to try to convert all. Don't listen to him, audience. Drown out his lies. He's working for Big Shroom. Wow, I could listen. I could really softball this by doing something like shiitake mushrooms or just like a dried mushroom and just like totally remove as much mushroom flavor as yeah, that feels like trying to get around it. I'll just use the classical Russian mushroom. What are you gonna do? I put this here. I knew it could happen. I knew someone might take it. I'm glad that my $25 worth of suffering will go to help somebody. But mostly the people that will be entertained imagining me eating the mushroom.
And there's still 2 limited items on the board for people to donate for. So those of you watching at home that are interested,
Lawson.
if there's people watching at home.
Hey, you know, the great part is that after this event is over, it'll still be open and available for you to join the cause until December 31st, 11:59 p.m. So it's going on YouTube tomorrow. You might have an opportunity to get involved in the shenanigans tomorrow. Did you say you were getting into Warhammer Fantasy, Lawson?
I have purchased 4E from DriveThruRPG.
Yeah.
I'm still figuring out what I want to do with it.
You have Foundry?
I do have Foundry. I just updated it so it works again.
Foundry has the Warhammer Fantasy RPG.
I have that already on there.
Yeah, good. I enjoyed using it. It was a lot of fun. I don't know that we're ever going to get back to the story of Dirk and Ludger, but I'm ready whenever.
Do they need a friend to join them now?
I don't know that Lawson is available at 4 p.m. on Wednesday. That's pretty specific time.
4 p.m. Eastern?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. So now we need Spoon to be back in again.
I won't know what I'm doing right away, but I'll try to read the book.
That's okay. We don't know what we're doing either. Remember when we skipped combat by accident? It was the most giga brain thing we ever did.
Now my Foundry has Cyberpunk Red, D&D 5e, and Warhammer Fantasy 4e on it right now.
Ugh.
Not too much interesting stuff.
Cyberpunk Red.
Did you actually buy the official module from Cubicle 7?
I don't think I bought the official one now.
Okay. Yeah, the official one's really good, but it does cost money.
This one was made by Mooman and Cato the First Elder, according to Foundry.
Just to be clear, in our first combat, James had some sort of badass watch captain show up, and she basically destroyed all the enemies, while the two of us, with Spoon having a fully trained soldier and me being a priest, the two of us combined were barely able to take one bandit. It is a rough system. We were falling in the mud during the rain, dying to one guy that we had surrounded. And that's pretty much how 90% of our adventures go, is running through sewers, running through the rain, running through a festival, running away from fires, starting fires, running toward fires. There's a lot of running in our games.
Look, Wifrip is about non-heroes being called to do heroic things.
I still remember when the Inquisitor was like, I need you to do something for me. And oh no, he was a witch hunter. And I was just like, no thanks. I have a job.
Omar is asking if 4E is the newest and best version of Warhammer Fantasy.
I think it's the newest. I don't know about best.
I'm not qualified to answer the best side.
I have no answer for you on that part. I'm sorry.
So I think the 4E is the current. Like I'm assuming that 4E is the current when I'm talking about there being a Foundry module, which is official. Is it the Cubicle 7 one you've got, Lawson?
On Foundry, no. The 4E. I bought the 4E book off of DriveThru. That's what I got. I didn't buy anything off Foundry.
But who's the publisher listed as on DriveThru?
On DriveThru? Let me open that. I think it's
Actually, probably would probably say Cubicle 7 regardless, because when they pick up the license, they get all the old editions too.
Now I got to log in. Sorry.
So I'm pretty sure the first edition was the Games Workshop one. Second edition was Hogshead Publishing. Third edition was FFG, and then fourth edition now is Fantasy Flight.
What it says on.
Oh, sorry, it's Cubicle 7. Sorry, yeah. So I'd say that's the most current one, and it is. So first, second, and fourth are all the identical system, just refined and improved over time. So yeah, that is the best of those. And third edition, which is the FFG one, there's a bucket of shit.
Wow, it's not often you see James take swings at FFG.
Yeah, Warhammer 4E on DriveThru has all the Cubicle 7 links and stuff in its description, so I believe it's from them officially.
So the Warhammer Fantasy that FFG did was one of their very first RPGs. Like that, they were handed Dark Heresy. It had already been written by Black Industry, so they already had that system done. And then they started doing the fantasy system. But FFG had always been a board game manufacturer, so it's very much a board game analog in that you have like your character sheet is actually like a little card, and your equipment attaches to the sides or top or bottom of the card, depending on whether it's an ally. It's very much like the Talisman board game. There's no items in the game which aren't cards in the deck. There's special dice. It's all designed to be, effectively a board game with a little bit of RPG thrown in.
Okay. But you're saying fourth edition is your favorite edition so far?
Yes, because it's basically the same as first edition, but better. It's just they've just improved it over the various editions. They've refined the system and added nice new features. I quite like fourth ed, and I like the way they've incorporated elements of fourth ed into Imperium Maledictum.
Imperium Maledictum. Mostly the EXP system, right?
Yeah, the EXP system and like the creation system, the whole idea about, the choice between randomness and selection and being rewarded for taking randomness. Like I usually hate random character creation, but I like the way they've done it.
Yeah, I did watch dude go through character creation, and it looked very interesting. So that will be fun to mess around with.
My greatest concern with this happening is it allows Lawson to alter the Blood Bowl canon by introducing a character and having him do things which could have ramifications in our Blood Bowl game.
Look, I got to preview the coach I have to replace Eo Irer with next season.
Ah, there you go. There you go. Wow, what an incredible idea, playing Blood Bowl as Ludger. Switch from one barrel rider to another.
But yeah, the most recent review for it on DriveThru RPG literally says best edition of WFRP so far. So take that halves as you will.
Bassa Murgalad. Well. What a character. What a guy.
Like, I'm gonna assume.
Did you hear AP that
no.
You hear AP that Omar's going to run Alien RPG on his channel too?
I hadn't heard that yet. Interesting. Did you get Kane to mail in? Because if not, he better make a spot. Kane was just playing Stellaris last night as Wayland Yutani. I played the Alien RPG and I didn't like it. Just to be clear, I was great at it. I don't think I took any damage. I ended with more equipment than I started with, and I was the only player who was basically alive and functioning at the end.
Were you playing the standard first scenario, Chariot of the Gods, where you're like the ship crew looking to like salvage or rescue another ship?
I don't. So Kane ran it, and what it was is some sort of Russian Asian competitor to the Colonial Marines. I forget what it's called, but they were dropping on some sort of snow planet and needed to take over the local communications array so no one would be informed that the real invasion fleet was coming. It's like a Force Recon thing. And you know,
that's not the default scenario. Then
it's definitely not a default. I just don't know if it's like a pre-written one or if it's something. It sounds like he's run it before though, so it might just be something he personally came up with. We skied down a mountain with skis we had to make ourselves. It was pretty good. Pretty good. I solved a lot of problems, mostly with violence. I tried to make a character who doesn't talk very much, and then I had to talk a lot, which is pretty standard for my characters. Wanted to be a guy who didn't take any talking abilities, ended up having to talk a lot to solve problems.
What's that, Nero?
Yeah, exactly like Nero. I wanted Nero to be a wise, monkish, imperial truther, and he just ended up being an absolute parody. One day, I'll play the quiet, reserved warrior monk that I want. One day it'll happen, probably as an NPC. That's about the only way I can make it happen. Just crazy how hard it is to get away with that as a player. Because, I don't know, it's just my tendency to see a problem and want to solve it. So, and that normally involves communicating with other people.
Hey, the Pistons won.
I'm going to step away for 5 minutes. I'm going to go see a man about a hole digger. I'll be right back.
A hole digger? A post hole digger, perhaps.
I have a few games on my drive-through RPG library that I've just completely forgot were there.
I swear that I occasionally get games on Humble that I have never purchased. I'll just go and be like, oh, I can't believe this is in my Humble library. How did that get there?
Do you have the monthly recurring?
I don't,
one?
though. Not only do I not have it, I've
I've
never
had
had it.
for a while. I don't know.
Crazy. It's crazy.
They might give you some free stuff if you have enough money on your history. I don't know. I don't know how that system works.
I don't know either. But that's how I got into Crusader Kings 3. Was I had the Europa Universalis bundle that I bought a long, long time ago. And I thought, oh, these games link together. I guess I better play Crusader Kings 3 first.
I mean, log into Humble Bundle while we're talking about it, so I remember to look at the games I got.
I got some good stuff on there. I have X4. I was actually just asking people about X4. X4 Foundations, and I think two DLCs that go with it. But yeah. Hold on. I'm going to need you to run the stream for a few minutes while I step aside.
Sure. Let me pull up the chat so I can see what people have to say.
Okay. Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, Omar, I will continue to think there's a season 4 until James says otherwise, so we'll see how that turns out. Let's see what games. I need to see my library on Humble Bundle to see what games I can grab, and maybe what I might pass on to AP if he has any interest. But yeah, YouTube chat. If you're watching this tomorrow, be sure to look at the donation link. Be sure to pick something AP hasn't given up yet. And we'll cover that on next intro hour, most likely, if there's some things he has to speak on that you donate for. And leave in the comment section what your favorite mushroom dish is. Maybe AP will try them if I nag him enough. Let's see. Wonder if AP would play Ready or Not. Seems like a game that he would look at me and question why I recommended it to him. There's Cult of the Lamb stuff on here. AP might be interested in that. See, anyone have any questions in the Twitch chat? Want to give me something to say? If anyone is interested in Blood Bowl, come check out the Fumble thread, where I will be setting up a competition at the start of the new year. In the Discord, Blood Bowl 7's Fumble thread. Hello, Omar. Thank you for joining me in the voice call.
I couldn't let you stay out here and flounder on your own. I figured I'd come
not
in and drown. I
I'm not
thought
a
I'd come in
streamer.
and drown next to you.
I don't expect you to join the Fumble thing because you already have a full schedule.
Yeah, I do. In fact, I'm struggling because I picked up some Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition stuff in the last roughly month, and now all I want to do is fucking play that. And I'm like, nope. The best I could do is find a play-by-post or something.
Yeah, don't bring that up to AP. I'm not sure how much.
Oh,
he
I know.
that.
I know he's not a fan of that game system, and I don't know if that's the right terminology to use, but I know it's not his thing.
Hello, friends.
He's back.
You're just talking about Vampire Masquerade.
You just said not to mention it, and what do? The first thing you do.
It's okay. We got a
I knew the
donation here.
reaction that he would get from me saying that.
Let's hold on. Let's see here. We got a $25 donation from Anonymous.
That was me. I just didn't want them to contact me directly or anything.
Oh, I see. Did you want to activate to steal my notes?
Sure.
Okay. I will now.
$5 option.
I don't even know where's this list of options at. I must have
It's
missed
in
that.
announcements. There's a Google Docs link.
It's also if you exclamation MAW. I'll just do it real quick.
Exclamation point maw.
It's Make-A-Wish, not Ma.
In
Man.
defense, Ma does sound cooler if you don't understand what is going on.
All right, I'm pinning it in BattleTech discussions.
Oh, I have that channel muted.
Well.
All right, let's see how many missed messages I have. 50 plus new messages since December 9th.
Just keep scrolling up. There'll be more.
It's going to be way more than 50.
Yeah,
You
and the
just
last
gotta
time I
scroll
was on the
back further.
channel was December 9th, so...
That reminds me, I need to set up a new channel for... oh, did we just get another donation? Hold on.
It does look like it.
Ludeman for $50. Ludeman, thank you. I guess
Nice, dude.
Is
I
that
need to
Minecraft
go.
here?
Yeah, it's Minecraft. Well, Yeah, I'm gonna activate the Minecraft. I need him to tell me to do it, but I'm also just gonna do it anyway. Minecraft server tomorrow afternoon in my notes. We'll have to have a community meeting. So what I want to do is get one of those bots that gives you access to channels when you respond to an emote. You know what I'm talking about? For Pal World, and I guess also for Minecraft, because I don't want to be shitting up public channels with all the talk and those things. Is that crazy? Like I feel like most people would just mute it, but I also just kind of want to have like small.
Set it up so that the when someone joins the server, they have to go through the menu to pick what channels they want before and then agree to TOS before being able to message in the channels.
I just want it for those 2 channels though. I've done it before on the Count Ronald Swan Discord that you're the only member of. But
you're not in, but Ronald Swan is in.
Yeah, why would I be in there? That would be a dead giveaway.
Yeah, no one will ever know who the real Ronald Swan is.
Let me guess. Ronald Swan never shows up in Discord voice or anything like that either.
No.
It recorded exclusively using Discord voice. Every single Ronald Swan video was recorded using Discord voice. Son of a bitch. It was really easy to do because no one joined the Discord, so I didn't have to fear anyone. I mean, it's just a second Discord account. It's not that difficult. You can swap them on your phone.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Oh yeah,
my
just like Twitter.
Sports news one.
Twitter.
Yeah,
I would know. I deleted my Twitter.
Channel was 9/8/2022. So.
Yep, that would have been right up. So it's been over a year since I.
It's been about 15 months, a little more.
I'm gonna have to relearn how to do all that. Well.
Your Crusader Kings 3, if you know anyone that would want it.
What I'm hearing is that you need to do your debut reveal stream as a charity giveaway.
No.
US only. Well. So the time of Minecraft has come.
Key to anyone outside the US too. It's just a stream key. A Steam key.
So for the folks that are only listening and not watching, we've raised $240 out of the 100 that we needed. That's a 240% increase.
What was the $100 value set for? Like, what was the parameters for that goal being what it is?
There was no goal. Someone just donated $100 to make the 100. Yeah, Make-A-Wish. The event is called 100 for 100. They asked 100 people to 100 streamers to make $100.
Gotcha. That's what I was asking. Is like, why was the goal $100 versus 150 or 200 or whatever?
It's what I was asked to do.
Thank you to
you replaced one streamer who probably did very poorly.
Hey, we're at 240, so we've probably replaced
2.4.
Someone who didn't show up. So we did someone who didn't show up, and we've helped fill in the gaps for a third streamer. Perfect. I mean, look, this community is charitable and giving, especially given that we did this again at the last second with basically no preparation. And the goals are just me talking. Wonderful. Hey, I've been trying not to nag on my audience for the last few months.
This is my $17 Vroid model that I bought yesterday.
I'm telling you, man, you got to get in the game. I've seen 1,000 people watch Iron Mouse stream as a actual worm. What do you want from me? You want to get in the streaming game? You got to start streaming at some point. That's all there is to it.
Just gotta pull the trigger. Is that what I'm hearing?
Listen, this is a children's charity stream, so no, I would absolutely not phrase it in that exact and distinct way.
I changed it.
You can't
You know,
change
you
it
wanna
after
push
it's
the
out
goal
of your
line.
mouth. That's the problem with time. It's an arrow that moves in one direction.
This is true. But you could speed up and slow down time. Actually, no, not really. It doesn't really work that way.
That's the question of what you're talking about depends on the observer.
That's why I corrected myself. Is I think that's not really how it works, but you know.
This is a kid's. I'm not going to get into medium level astrophysics.
You might get the next great STEM student out of your audience that way.
Boy,
Good.
if I inspire someone to go STEM, it will have been the best thing I've ever done for the engineering field.
Or STEAM, as
Let
it's
me
called
give you-
modern day.
Hey, P, let me give you the best piece of advice I ever got given when it comes to talking about technical things to kids. And that was when a kid asks you a question to which there could be a technical answer, go as technical as you like. Like go full on if you think it's worthwhile. And the kid will do one of three things, all right? Either they will not understand it and they won't care. They will not understand it and will ask more questions, or they'll understand it. Okay, but everything is done there on the kid's side. So if they don't care, then it wouldn't have mattered whether your response was technical or not. They wouldn't have engaged anyway. If they really want to know more about it, they'll ask you more questions, or they might surprise you and understand it. So whenever my kids ask me questions about things that are highly technical in nature, I will give them a technical answer. And often that will lead to more questions. But I think that's a good thing because it means it leads to learning.
Interesting.
But you also risk being called a nerd.
Is it called pedagogy
Are
when you're
any of us-
teaching children? It's the best pedagogy teaching I've ever heard.
I mean, pedagogy works whether it's kids or adults, doesn't matter.
I see.
Also, Lawson, I don't think any of us here are going to be offended by being called a nerd.
Be surprised. Some people take what 6-year-olds tell them to heart.
Hold
that's
on.
because AT
I
told him he
take
doesn't
that.
know how to play Minecraft.
It was devastating. I was told I hid in the bottom level and was setting up a nice farm cave so I could live down there and mine diamonds, and I was told I was playing Minecraft. Ron, I was playing Minecraft before this kid was born, probably. Let's be very real about this.
God, Minecraft is old.
Yeah, it is.
I don't think I've told you the story, Lawson. I know I've told AP before, but when I used to go to Gen Con every year, the convention center in Indianapolis is right next door to Lucas Oil Stadium where the NFL plays. And it used to be that the Gen Con was on the same weekend as the NFL pre-season games were starting. So there was always a Colts game on in the stadium at the same time as Gen Con. They've moved it now. They made it a week later because they actually now expand the convention into the stadium. But back then when they used to do it on the same weekend, we used to go to the Colts game, whoever the Colts were playing there. And I remember one time we went there and we went to the Colts game and we stayed till the end, and it ended right at the same time the convention center was closing. And on the street between the stadium and the convention center, you had one side, all the NFL fans came out, and particularly the Colts fans were pissed off because the Colts lost. And on the other side, you had all the gamers coming out of Gen Con, several in cosplay. And it devolved into the huge sort of nerd versus jock stereotype with abuse being yelled across the road at either side. And I'm sitting there because we came out of the stadium, we were in the NFL crowd, and we're thinking but we're part of that crowd though, but we're in this crowd right now. So it was I always thought they were bad stereotypes until I sat there and saw it take place.
James definitely had a moment of questioning his own identity at that moment.
I think that actually still happened at Gen Con 2 years ago. There were football people passing through Gen Con while it was going on, and it caused a bit of a kerfuffle.
There's always NFL stuff going on at Lucas Oil. They use that for the combine. They use that for free agency stuff, I think.
The only combine I know about is the combine you use in no. See,
No,
you're thinking Draconis combine. I was thinking Combine Harvester because you forgot. We played Farming Simulator 18 and 22 for over a year on this server. I was going to go Combine Harvester. I've never played Half-Life 1 or 2. I guess I played part of 1. I definitely know the storyline of both of them because people can't shut up about it. I also know the storyline of Half-Life 3 from when that guy Rage posted about it. I played several hours of Half-Life Alyx, but the headset does not match well with me.
You don't like VR stuff?
It's weird on my
Not
eyes.
like VR stuff?
It's weird on my eyes. The only game that didn't hurt my head to play more than like 30 minutes was Beat Saber. The game I was actually the worst at.
Well, you at least stand still mostly in that game.
I mean, says you.
Well, you're not walking through an environment, is what I mean.
I mean, you're dodging left and right and also doing squats and jumping up and stuff. This man, he did look. Hey, Beat Saber fans, forgive him. He doesn't know.
Beat Saber.
He doesn't
I'm just
know.
saying.
All right, he doesn't know.
There's a difference between your body having to realize I'm not actually walking through this environment and your body moving in place.
I don't think that was the problem. I think it was just, the distance between the headset and my eyes was really throwing me off. I definitely wasn't like, this environment is real and I believe in it.
I pulled out my VR headset on Christmas Day, and my sisters and their boyfriends gave it a try, and they tried Richie's Plank Challenge, which is where you got to walk a plank off the edge of a skyscraper, and none of them could do it. None of them could step onto the plank in the VR, even though they knew that they were in it safely in a room. They couldn't bring themselves to do it.
I don't think I'd be able to do it.
I don't want to do that. Jesus, you see all these fucking these hotels that are like, yeah, we've got a balcony that's made of pure transparent superglass. I'm like, you want me to vomit off the edge of the hotel onto that? I'm not going out on that. Like, look, there's this old story, I don't know how true it is, about a man who was selling tempered glass that was very strong. And he wanted to prove that the glass was super duper strong. And so he got a bunch of investors in the room in the corporate tower, and he ran at the glass to prove that the glass would not break. The glass did not break until it hit the street. What broke was the brackets the glass was mounted in. He and the whole glass panel went out into the open, and they both fell. I mean, he died.
I think I would want to die at that point too.
It's just I forgot this is a children's charity, but
Yeah,
I went dark. Kids, stop watching. Don't listen to me. There's only a few minutes left anyway. I don't like heights at all. I had no problem with them my entire life up until I started going to engineering school. And then I saw the kind of people that would go on to become civil engineers. And since then, I have become afraid of any building higher than 6 stories tall or flying. I know the people who graduated those schools, and I have every reason to believe that people are dumb and buildings will fall down and bridges will rot and aircraft, well, the aircraft are fine, actually. They've got like hundreds of people making sure they're okay.
So tell me your feelings about a 4-story wooden building.
It's 5 stories. 5 stories is the height
3
that
was the limit.
No, it's 5 stories is the height that natural wood can support itself. After that point, the pressure of the wood on itself through the supports becomes unable to support itself. That's why a lot of these old structures you see are all made out of stone, because the stone obviously will survive.
Right.
The pressure on itself. The wood is going to rot after a time.
It's because the wolf can't blow it down.
Okay, James. All right. That's right. We're a kid. We're this for the kids. So yeah, that's the answer. We have 30 seconds left. Let's talk about our favorite thing about Make-A-Wish. My favorite thing about Make-A-Wish is that it's the best thing John Cena's ever done.
You had to get the John Cena dig in, didn't you?
It's probably the best thing ever will do as well.
I mean, Hey, I'm trying to be positive right now, all right? I frame that very positively. You guys are bringing it down. He is my nemesis, and when he
He's
recognizes
#1
it,
wish granter, so
yeah, like I said, it's the
All
best thing
right.
he's ever done. We're over the 1 hour limit, but this technically is an intro hour. So I'll let you guys do outros before I walk us off here. Wow, no outros.
Who's going first?
I was just waiting for you to point us out.
go top down, James to Omar.
All right. I'm Grimdark James. I am one of Arthur's Not Safe for Work, Not Safe for Kids guest stars on his various shows. So if you're here for a charity stream, then probably don't look me up. But if you're here to chat about gaming with fellow gamers, then yeah, feel free to look me up on AP's Discord.
Hi, I'm Lawson. You can find me playing Blood Bowl.
I'm Omar, and I do a bunch of different things, and you can find me on AP's Discord, you can find me on my Discord, and there's a few other places if you knew where to look.
Lawson's certified safe for kids too, because he works at a school.
Yeah.
I work at a school for children, a primary school. So yes, the youngest children I could work with at a school.
Is that? It's not called kindergarten. It's called primary school.
Elementary school. We have kindergarten. We have pre-K. So I work with 4 through 10/11, depending on birthdays.
I apologize, kids at home. I actually know nothing about kids, so this is all news to me as to what they call it. Hey,
And Blood Bowl is good for kids. It's rated 10+ by Games Workshop.
okay, that's British kids though. They're built different.
Oh my god.
By the time they're 10, they've had a pint of Guinness and broken a man's jaw in rugby.
That's probably true.
Is that British or
British
Irish?
kids aren't wishing for John Cena.
Some of them are. There are a lot of British wrestling fans.
I mean, how couldn't there be with such Commonwealth representation as the what's the kangaroo guy?
Kangaroo Jack?
Isn't that a show?
Oh, gosh.
What about William Regal?
Yeah, there you go.
William Regal, the British Bulldog. Finley was from Ireland.
Hey, don't forget.
There's
I was
a
gonna
bunch
say,
of
don't forget
Scotland
Seamus, but I
in
think
the
he's
UK.
more Scottish.
I was also going to say,
Ireland's not England.
Seamus is from Scotland.
You've just offended all of Ireland by lumping him in with.
Seamus is from Ireland.
With the British.
McIntyre's from Scotland.
That's okay. Okay. All right, there you go. That was more accurate. And to be fair, no, I'm not going to say what almost came out of my mouth. That would have offended the entirety of the United Kingdom.
Commonwealth
Joe
fans,
Best Scottish wrestler alive.
we're so glad to have you here, Commonwealth people. Please don't leave us. And have a good night.